reminded that each presentation is 20 minutes. Presenters are kindly reminded that each presentation.
Sawadika. Sawadika. Yeah, and welcome everyone to Malaysia. So I will be presenting the country report for Malaysia, and we'll see what's happening in Malaysia for this industry and academia collaboration. And thank you, my honor for Tvet for giving us the opportunity for today. So this my research team consists of myself, and then the other guys in front of us is Dr. Muhammad Firdaus, and the other ones cannot make it for today. Okay, so let's start off with our policy, national Tvet policy, and also our national perspective on the what we are doing in Malaysia, on the strategic importance of Tvet in shaping skill and also the resilient workforce, and where we can try as our best to meet the demand of the industry. All right, and this is our Malaysia Tvet pathway. So our slogan, our motto is actually Tvet for all. So everyone can access or can study in Tvet in various ways. And the first institution that was established is actually a Politeknik, where I'm representing the Politeknik and Community College. The first institution is Politeknik Ungkoma, was established in 1969 and followed by the rest. Since I have only 20 minutes, so I'm going to go quick for this. Okay, the next one is the institutions under the Ministry of Higher Education, Tvet, that's under the Ministry of Higher Education, located all over Malaysia, 106 community colleges and 36 polytechnics. All right, and this is the Malaysia education pathway, where I mentioned just now, Tvet for all. So everyone can learn or get into Tvet regardless of your background, your academic background, your work, your income, your gender, and so on. Okay, you can reach our Tvet institution anywhere, and you can go up to university through Tvet until your second degree, master, or PhD. So we don't deny anyone's right. We welcome everyone in Malaysia for Tvet. All right. Next one is the study that we conducted with Tvet, where we would like to see what is actually challenges faced by our Tvet institution in Malaysia in forming academia industry partnership, and also to evaluate the impact of this collaboration, and also a perspective from students, institutions, or lecturers and industry, and also how much we can propose the strategic improvement to enhance future collaboration and also to strengthen future engagement. All right, so how we conduct our research, we did it using mixed method analysis, where we meet the industry through the interview, meet the lecturers and also the students from various Tvet providers, not only from the Ministry of Higher Education, but also from other ministries. And lately, the latest, we conduct it through survey. We focus only on the Politeknik and Community College in Malaysia. Okay, and next, this is our demography of all the surveys that we have conducted. We received about more than 1,000, almost 2,000 student respondents, and we're having a bit problem with the lecturers, where we can only manage to gather about 400 respondents from the lecturers or the institution. And we didn't conduct any survey for the industries due to the time constraint, but we already did a deep interview with industry from various sector or cluster. Okay, and these are the respondents' participation for the in-depth interview. Then this is the demography for student enrollment and also the level of the study of the lecturer. Okay, next one is the campus distribution, and also the location of the campuses for the student and the lecturer, followed by satisfaction level of the domestic internship. So looking at this is the student perspective indeed. If you look at the graph here, or the diagram here, it stated that students are very satisfied with our program. But when we look at the answer that we collect through the interview, for adapting to the industrial environment and work culture, so the student, when they're entering into workforce, it is a big shift for them, all right? But they expect more guidance from us so that they can adapt quickly to the working environment, and also the fast pace of work culture actually demand quick understanding and action, unlike the structured support that they get it from the Politeknik. So meaning to say, the student prefer the institution to guide them more than just let them go for the internship or industrial training. Okay? For the gaps between the academic learning and industrial practice, similarly, in terms of satisfactory, we don't have much problem, but they often feel that it's a bit disconnected from the real construction or the real work with the demands that requires by the industry. And also, the industry demands on something like actual equipment, highlighting gaps between theory and practice. But in institution, we focus slightly more on the academic. Okay, so just the satisfaction level of the program is implemented in the institution. And this is the support and also mentorship by the institution. Students, yes, they agreed that they benefited a lot from the guidance from the lecturers, but of course, there's a lot of improvement that we can do. So we need to have lecturer support and also supervisory to mentor, to give them a structured mentor, and also closer mentoring, so that this will can boost the confidence and also reduce confusion, and also make learning experience more effective. Okay, and then for next that we look into is the experience and also career impact. So from the survey, it looks good, right? And then for the when we interview or we ask further, so they showed or stated that solving real technical problem during industrial training needs student can boost student confidence. I think everyone's more or less having the same or facing the same things. So, and they prefer that to have tasks like AutoCAD drawing, so that this can expand their capabilities and also hands-on experience. And for the suggestion from the student perspective, or this suggestion for improving the collaboration, we need to match. They're asking for matching student placement with their interests, so that the skill can be boosted, and also motivation for them to do the internship or industrial training. All right, we move to another one is the role and also the policy and also government support that the student ask or look for. Government incentive, again, they prefer if we can give them some incentive when they go for the internship. So it's also from the government incentive, actually companies can provide student training better, I guess, and also expand the opportunity, and also reduce business burden, of course, in the industry perspective. And definitely it will come back to the student to support their future development. Okay, and the importance of collaboration for student success. Again, in Malaysia, we carry out work-based learning, and it's proven that it is effective because the duration is more, so they have more time with the industry, and also the student with the lecturer, they are monitoring, the lecturer are monitoring their internship. Similarly, the industry also will guide them during the work-based learning, where we have them at the industry for 1 year. Okay, and then this is the curriculum. This is something that we still having problem, in fact, because even though we mentioned or we said that we always carry out industry, we always bring in industry to sit down with us to design our curriculum, but maybe it's not to the extent where we can change according to industry pace, because industry is moving too fast, but our curriculum, we can only change according to our procedure, which is about 3 to 5 years once. So that's why our curriculum, we get them involved, but we cannot totally change every time the industry requires us to change. Okay? And the skill gap for the graduates' readiness is actually Tvet. Graduates often possess strong theoretical knowledge, so as what's happening, and then hands-on experience still lacking, but we are doing more and more with the industries to expose our number of students more with the industry or what the industries requires. And as well as English, this is the global issue, okay, where the skill, our English communication is a bit still lacking compared to what industries requires. All right, for the institutional openness and collaboration success, we are highly receptive to industry collaboration, and this is something that we keep on doing to improve the collaboration. Although from the survey or from the interview that we conducted, the student agreed we have good collaboration with industries, but our lecturer still never really satisfied with the industry and academia collaboration. We still have a lot more to improve on this, okay? And this is from the perspective of the lecturer, for administrative and infrastructure barriers, there's a lot of room for improvement indeed, okay? Because we, in terms of facilities and equipment, the machine and everything, we still need a lot of new machinery for our institution, because the procurement here in Malaysia is quite slow, in fact, okay? And the importance of early structured industry exposure. Yes, this is something that I think if we can do it from the very beginning when the student entered into the institution, it will be better rather than wait until the final semester, so that they can have more exposure to the what's happening in the market or in the industry, so that can build up their confidence and also strengthening the real world problem solving. Okay, and shortage of expertise, this is another issue that we face. We have a lot of our lecturers that are having sort of lack of industrial experience compared to other countries, especially I think the Korean, they have more industrial-based lecturers than Malaysia. So this is something that we need to improve for the lecturers. All right, for the international collaboration, we have done a lot actually, but there's still show that we still need to do more, because now is the global issue. We need to globalize our collaboration for the student and also lecturers, so that they can have insight and real working experience what is happening in other country or out of Malaysia, right? That for long-term industry commitment for Tvet, we are ready. We are committed in developing a future-ready workforce through industry-aligned training and certification, because we have done not only internship, we have done the structured internship, we have done the reskilling and upskilling to prepare our students for industry, for the market, and as well as the teachers, the lecturers, we send them out for the internship, apprenticeship, and also what I call it, certificate, professional certification. Okay, so when actually when education is closely matched to real world needs, definitely graduates will gain the relevant skill, and for the industries, of course, they will gain stronger talent and nation, for the country, will enhance this competitiveness. Okay, so this is the only analysis that we did with industry through the interview. So roughly about 7 industries from different industries background, from the civil, from the mechanical, electrical, commerce, hospitality and all. And this is the answer or the conclusions that we made from the interview. So the first one is to enhance resources. Second one is to streaming the processes. That is what the industries ask from us. And skilled workforce is to focus on the producing graduates with both technical expertise as well as soft skill. And again, curriculum alignment. All right? We need to regularly update our program in this or through this collaboration with industries. And the main issue that Malaysia having or facing now is the skill mismatch, where there's a gaps between what is taught at the institution and also what actually the employers ask for. So this is a national agenda that we need to look or to deep dive into it to, for us to encounter this issue. And of course, the policy support from the government. To strengthen, the government must come up with the incentive, once again, the framework, the funding to encourage or to sustain industries' academic collaboration. And also, lastly, is to give the industries, or it's both ways actually. Industries and the institutions must work together through the feedback that we encountered and try to minimize or reduce the issues on the curriculum, training delivery, and also the graduate readiness. All right? So these are the recommendations from our study, where if we can get all this, sorry, it's too fast. All right, the first one is curriculum, alignment of the curriculum. The second one is strengthen practical and technical skill. The third one is communication as well as workplace readiness. And then followed by mentorship. So this is what we did or we are doing now in our work-based learning. And then to accelerate institutional processes and infrastructure, this must be coming from the government. And then 6 is to promote early structured industry exposure. So we would like to see in the future if we can start as early as semester 1, rather than during their final semester. All right? And next one is innovation, okay? Teaching method. This is what we are doing also. We have done a lot of program with our partners, AWS, through our, what I call it, CDOS or AVL training and so on. And then number 8 is to expand industry and international collaboration. Okay, moving forward that we have international division or international units in each polytechnics and community college, in fact. And then to strengthen policy and government support. So with the support of Tvet especially, we can do more. All right? So basically, this is what we try to expose or to share together today with our members from Asians and from other countries as well, especially Tvet, that from the study, what we can conclude is we focus on co-designing of the curriculum, expand more on the structured internship through work-based learning, and then also if we can have or enhance more on this industry certified skill as well as micro-credential. We are in the stage of exploring it, in fact, for the micro-credential. And then shared facilities. So some of our institutions have conducted this. We share the facilities with the industries. Either industries come into our institution or we send our students to learn at the industry. And then the 5th one is the lecturer upskilling and industrial attachment. So since we don't have many lecturers with industrial experience, so we send them out to get the industrial experience or latest technology from the industry. Okay, and then number 6 is the talent pipeline and early recruitment. So through this structured internship, it can enable a company to identify, okay, and then mentor the student as well as recruit them from the very beginning. Okay, this is what we experienced last time when we visited Korea. Koreans have done that. Okay, so we try to imitate Korea, but it's in a bit slow pace because we need a lot of collaboration with industry. Okay, and the last one is innovation and also problem solving on the final project, final semester project. So this we also have conducted that, but of course still in process. We are not, or we haven't reached to the certain, like the developed countries have done yet. Okay, I think that's about it from Malaysia country reports that I can share with all members of the floors, and we hope to gain more information from other countries as well. Thank you so much.
The Tvet, it is very useful. I think I just focus on only that 2 questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibu Tri, our friends from Indonesia. I try to answer the first question first on the collaboration, international collaboration, right? Okay, there's a limitation for us in the Department of Politeknik and Community College because we are the government body. So our international collaboration for Polytechnic and Community College in Malaysia is only for student and lecturer mobility. Whereas we send our students to several countries, we accept the students from other countries as well to come and learn about our education. It's either through their industry experience or through the class, what do you call it, the lecture, okay? But for the industry collaboration, especially on the internship, we do send our students to overseas, to the companies overseas, or through the program where we call it as like a one-off program. Like when I can give you an example of where we work with Holiday Villa. We send more than hundreds of our students to Doha during the World Cup. So there is a time where our students can experience a real world experience globally during this time of what I call it, practical with the industry. So we do both mobility in our country, abroad, and we work together with industry as well. So that is only one of the examples. Okay? I haven't answered the second question. The second question is about the certification, right? Okay, certification, we actually try our best to enhance or get our students to equip both. I mean, when they graduate, they can have two certification. One is the formal certification from our institution, and the other one is the professional certification. So we get the industries or the expertise to train them through this short course or through a program where they can have the professional certification. Similarly, we do also for the lecturers. Okay? Yeah. Any?
Thank you, Dr. Kim, Dr. Riam, and distinguished delegates. Again, my name is Shamsuri, just call me Sam. I think the question of mismatch is an evergreen problem, I think, everywhere in the world. Now, I think from our experience, one of the way to alleviate or to solve this problem is by having a close relationship and engagement with the industry, because industry have their own perspective, and also the academia, you know, the institutions, they have their own perspective. So by having a close collaboration, many meetings in order to reduce or to, from perception into reality. For example, my own experiences, whenever we would like to send our students to industry, they have some myth. Number one myth is it's like we would like them to babysit our students, you know. That is one myth. Number two is we will disrupt the industry's system by going to the industry, you know, sort of disrupting their processes. But at the end of the day, we say to them that we are doing this for you. So let's discuss together. What do you want? We put it in our curriculum. So we co-design, as what mentioned by Dr. Riam, is together we do the curriculum together. So by inputting all the necessary requirements of industry. And that is why I would like to mention that one of our big success of our work-based learning is our collaboration with MBAM, Malaysia Builders Association, Master Builders Association of Malaysia. It is an association with big or giant contractors for our Bachelor of Civil Engineering Technology students. So now it is already since 2013, now it's 2025, it is more than 10 years, it's almost 13 years of collaboration, and the rest is history, I suppose. Thank you much. Thank you so much, Dr. Kim.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, this is a very important opportunity to learn from each other, because I want to ask some challenging questions. Yeah, we are all Tibet person, thus we need to understand. Actually, when you look at your first few pages, the student very happy on their collaboration, all the experience. But when I look at page 24, they are happy, only 30% happy on administrative and infrastructure barriers. That means the other 70% is not happy. That is a facility, equipment, the other fuel or energy things. How could you manage all the students happy, even though you don't have good administrative support?
Okay, how we make our students happy?
Yeah. That's how you need to share your real challenges about this. Yeah, the administrative and the facility and equipment things.
Okay, since we have two main type of student attachment or student internship. First is the normal internship, and the second one is the structured. So from the study that we conducted, I mean when we interviewed the student, majority of those with structured are more happy and satisfied because they have structured guidelines, structured guidance from the industry itself, the institution itself, because during this structured internship, the lecturer will visit and discuss with them whether they have any issues at the workplace and so and so. And then they also have a mentor at the workplace. So this mentor is actually assigned by us, because during our first discussion with the industry, we sit down with them, tell them what is the requirement for this internship or this structured internship. So this is where we try to minimize the issues and it helps student satisfaction.
Yeah, even though they do not have the good administrative support, that means equipment and the other things not enough.
Yeah.
How do you manage these kind of challenges?
Yeah, actually that's what mentioned by Dr. Sam just now, is the collaboration. For structured internship, although we have it, but the number is still small compared to the normal internship. So that is, I think, where the unsatisfactions come from. So meaning that we have to do more and more collaboration, get more participation or participating companies to sit down with us, and we can expand our structured internship.
Yeah, approximately, how much % of the students have a structured OJT?
Right now, for the degree, we have up to degree level actually now in our system. So for the degree level is our homegrown degree, and all of them using work-based learning. This is structured internship.
Okay.
For the diploma,
how much percent?
It's sort of very small percentage, in fact.
Yes.
Still very small.
Yeah, thus you need to increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, the structured, yeah. Okay.
But the diploma, we only focus right now on the hospitality.
Yes.
Because the main challenges that we face is to get participation or commitment from the industry. Because when we talk to them, as was mentioned just now, it's like giving them or give them more responsibility to look after our students. So not many industries are happy to do that.
Okay.
That is what the main challenges that we face when we are doing this collaboration or discussion with industry.
Students join the activities, they are very happy, they learn a lot. But the other student, very difficult to have opportunity. That is dilemma right now. Okay, I think we have similar issue. Yes, most of the country, similar issue. Okay, we will have one more question or comment. Okay, from Timor-Leste.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for Dr. Riam's presentation. It's very appreciate and interesting things that share the experience that they face in Malaysia. As a new country in Timor-Leste, we also similar big gap skills and also challenges we face in Tvet system. Based on the presentation that you mentioned regarding to the English ability lack, and as we know that in Timor-Leste, industry driven is very important, but we have faced the challenge, and then for the lack of the ability in English is a specific purpose for the ability or general that you will like a mechanism, how mechanism to enhance the lack of the ability in English, what area that you propose to specific the priority that area that in here. Okay. Thank you.
So this one focus on communication skill, right? Yes. Especially on English communication. Yes, I think most of Asian countries, except Singapore, having issues on this English communication. Okay, so similarly in Malaysia, even though English is the second language, but it's not being spoken throughout in the country, especially for those who are coming from the rural. For those in the urban, we have not much issues. But on the rural, because majority or they are surrounded by people who are speak only one language. So that's why when they, a time when they come into the institution, they have to mix with others. So this through the communication, because language needs a lot of practice. So during school, they do learn, but they don't have time, or they don't have a chance to converse with friends. So the program that we conducted in our system is that through presentation. So in our syllabus, the English syllabus, we encourage them to do oral presentation, more presentation on stage or with friends, with the other colleagues, and so on. So the activities that we conducted, or the syllabus, what we insist in our syllabus is the presentation. Brave enough to speak in front of the public. On top of that, we also have many more activities where we get all the institutions to carry out English speaking during the class, as well as activity on the national level. I can give the example of what our curriculum division has done before, Chem 21. This is activities where we get the institution from Politekniks and community college all together, come and do the design thinking skill and present it in English.
Okay.
So they have the opportunity to meet friends from other institutions, and we only use one language, which is English. So this is one of the way where we can get more opportunity for them to speak in English. Am I answered your question? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Riam, for the insightful sharing. Okay, now we would like to invite our second speaker, Ms. Tomami Pamachak from Laos, with the presentation title, Collaboration of Industries and Vocational Schools in Lao PDR. Please welcome.
Hello. Yes. First of all, I would like to thank you for having me in this conference again, and nice to meet you all, my own friends and new friends that just come to our conference, like a new from Timor-Leste, and my own friend from Indonesia or Malaysia. And thank you again, Dr. Kim, for inviting me as a representative of Laos to report about the data collecting about industry and vocational school or Tvet school in Laos. Actually, this research we have done together, like the same with other countries, but in Laos we have only a small number of participants, because number of Tvet school in Laos is also have only 35 school for the public, but for the private, some type of private school, they not give a good cooperation with us. So data collecting, we got only some point. And today, I'm going to present about the overview of the general training for the result of data collecting that we collect from Laos side. First of all, I would like to introduce about the current situation in Laos. Last year, I already presented about the demands of vocational students that declines in Laos, and I already introduced about the Tvet system in Laos. But for today, I would like to introduce about the current situation, the collaboration between vocational school and also industry in Laos. As I mentioned before, that in Laos, we have about 25 for public Tvet school, and we have more than 100 for private sector or private Tvet school, but it's quite difficult for us to contact with them because some of them is under another department, not for vocational. Yes, and the current situations of Laos, like right now, we have the cooperation between industry and Tvet school as well, but the quality and the quantity of them is not so good because some of them just attend for this cooperation because they got the support from the project or the funding, so they try to join the cooperation. But for the other enterprise or industry that not get support from the project or funding, they not get the cooperation to vocational school. And as I mentioned, we not only have the current situation, but we also have a challenge. Like before, we still have issue or challenge with the formal framework for how to cooperate between industry and vocational school. We still use so many models from foreign country, like Dr. Kim mentioned before, like Germany. We also use this type of model, and also from Thailand, some from Korean. It's so different. It's not like only one national model that we use. We use so many types of model collaboration between industry and vocational school. So this is also out of one challenge in my country. And because we have so many, so we cannot advise about the mismatch between curriculum and mismatch between a curriculum and industry. It seems like the need of industry is different from curriculum that the government developed, that we implement right now. So this is one of our challenge. And the last challenge that I got report from my colleague is about the limitation of resource. So it's not only for Malaysian, like an industry country, they still have a limitation for in tools or many machines, but also in Laos, we also have this challenge as well. But not only for the challenge, we also have the opportunity that we can develop or we can improve in adding more the implementation plan to develop vocational education, to develop the cooperation between industry and vocational school or Tvet school in Laos. It seems like a first one, if we have too many partners, even we don't get the good cooperation right now, but in the future, if the government sector or Tvet school try to catch up or try to reach each other, maybe we can develop the cooperation between each other is better. Yes, and also like I mentioned that we have used so many models of cooperation between Tvet school and industry, and one of them is dual training, or we call DCT. This one we also have in Laos, and some of the performance is also get a good feedback from school and also from industry. This is one of the opportunity that we have in Laos. Yes, actually for this research, as I mentioned before, based on our understanding, the purpose of this research or data collecting, we just want to first thing identify the activity that we have cooperate between vocational school and industry, like training, mentoring, or equipment. And the second purpose is we want to assess the participant activity from vocational school and also industry, like curriculum or teacher development. And the last purpose of this is to evaluate the certifications of students to all activity that cooperate between Tvet school and industry, that how they do their field, how they mentions about the performance or any activity that school has implemented in the vocational school program. Yes, before I'm going to the fields of method and data collecting, I would like to share more about the data about Laos. The first thing, like I mentioned, for the opportunity that we have so many industry that just established as the private sector in Laos, based on the report of Luxembourg report, is about 122 public partner in the industry of hotel and tourism. And also we have a report from the online Tvet is about more than 144 manufacturing. This data is show that in Laos we have the potential for industry to cooperate with Tvet school, but like I mentioned, we not yet get a good cooperation with them. We got only the data that we have this partner, this potential partner, but the method that we talk to them or discuss with them to get the cooperation with them is quite difficult to allow, because mostly enterprise or industry, they focus only for their business, not for education. This is a big issue from Laos. Yes, for this research, we use the same method with other countries, but for Laos case, we got only data from students. We not collect data from a teacher because the limitation of time, only students from Tvet school, some from private sector and some from public school. Yes, most of participants is from, for sure, is from Tvet school. Like in Laos, we have 3 types of Tvet school. First is vocational education, second is a vocational college, and the third is vocational high school. Yes, so we have three types of participants. Yes, this is the result, the overall results of data collecting. We have a total respondents about 164. This is includes majority of them, 90% is from a public school and 10% is from a private school, as we collect. And for the fields that students attend for this research, most of them is from industry sector, and second is from ICT, and the last one is from agriculture. This is quite too narrow because our data collecting we sent to all Tvet school, mostly is public, but the respondent response only some school, not all for the 25. Yes, when we look at the type of school or college, yeah. This is when we compare to the nearly sector that compared to Korean sector. It's like most of them is still agriculture, and second is mechanical and accommodation, restaurant business. Yes, this is the type of activity that we have provided in Laos, like the activity that vocational school and industry has implemented together in Laos or has cooperated together in Laos. We have most of them. It is mentoring provide in the industry, like when students go to internship or to field work in the industry. We have mentoring from industry as well. And some of the activity like a field training or also on-site industry, we also have, it seems like a student, they agree that they have this activity on their side, but some of students, like for example in mentoring provide, only 90% they said that they didn't have this activity, but 80% said that is 80% they have this type of activity. Yes, when we look at the purpose of collaboration between industry and academic, we found that most of them, the purpose is for training, for work experience, and second is for education, employment linkage, and also the training deep on the job. This is what students understand about the purpose, that why they have to go to industry, why they have to work or internship at the industry. Mostly is only for their training work experience. And here is the results of the certifications of students. To make it short, so I present only the overall training for this result. As you will see, most the average is for this certified for all activity that we have implemented or have covered with industry. This is quite interesting because most of students, they say that they dissatisfied with all activity that covered with industry. Not only, even some industry, they already give the score. About 78% of students who participate in this survey, they feel like it's no more, it's not useful or not dissatisfied. For all activity, it's not only one, because I evaluate for all. Okay, yes. After I look at the data and I can make a conclusion for this data collecting, that because when we collecting data, we not only use online platform, we also go to industry to ask some information from the mentoring as well, but because we got only short 10 to 6 persons, so we don't want to present in this slide. We still conclude that majority of industry that support vocational school, most of them is agriculture sector and also in mechanical and ICT. But the main purpose is only for strengthening the student career capability and also link them to employment. And the certifications of students, some of them are certified very high on some point, but most of them are dissatisfied with the cooperation between vocational and industry. Yes, this is the last recommendation from my team and also from my side. The first one, we want to have a strong framework that should be the same one for all school or vocational school in Laos, not mixed together between so many models that we have used like in the current situation. And next one, we also would like to comment that we should promote the like a model that we have success, like a dual training program that we success in so many schools, like a 3 or 4 school that success and get a good cooperation with the industry and also get a good certification from student as well. And the last one, if we have a chance, we would like to recommend that should improve the communications among the stakeholders to reduce the curriculum mismatch and address the resource limitation. This is all for my presentation. It is just a short because I don't want to make so long. I just give only the key point that I have mentioned in Laos. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, actually we invited 3 representatives from 4
Yeah.
from Lao PDR, but there are big important meeting, yeah, Communist Party meeting, thus they cannot join. Okay, do you have any questions? Okay.
All right. Congratulations, Tamani, for the insightful sharing from Laos. I'm Shahiza from Department of Polytechnic and Community College. I have 2 questions. The first one is interesting to know that for your analysis, when you show about the high percentage of dissatisfaction among the students, did your team conducted further analysis for that, just to know maybe what sort of training that suits the students' interests, or maybe because of they are happy because they get some allowance, for example. Okay. My second question is improve the communication. For the communication wise, I understand from Dr. Riam's presentation is mainly because due to English, lack of English. But what is how to improve communication in Laos perspective? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good question.
Yeah, thank you very much for your question. I would like to respond for your first question. It's about the dissatisfaction percentage of students in Laos. Actually, we didn't interview in depth about why they feel like that, because we just give them to collect data from Google Form, and also we got only some information from some students that we attend to data collecting in the field, in the company, in their workplace. Some of them feel like they have to work overtime. Yeah, they have to work overtime. Like all industry, they see our student as their worker, but students still feel like they are student. Why they have to work so overtime or work hardly like other worker? Because other worker they got salary, but our student
No salary.
No salary. So they in this case they feel like why? So that's why they keep this certified for all activity that school and industry corporation organize this activity for all. Yes, and for the second question, to improve the communication, it's not about the language in Lao, but it is understanding between vocational school and industry. Because like I mentioned in Lao, most of industry, they focus only for their benefit. If no benefit, they not provide any cooperation to education or government sector. That's why we have to talk with industry, especially for the private sector and government sector, have to sit together and talk how can they improve vocational together, because it's not only let government do alone, because all of benefit, all of the activity that happen should be cooperated between understanding in the same purpose, in the same goal. Is not only give government to do only one. Yeah, this is what I mean in communication. Yeah, not about language. Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Tammy. One question, very simple one. In the introduction, you mentioned about the current situation, the lack of cooperation from industries.
Yes.
What do you think were the main reasons? Is it because the location of the institution far from industry? Is it because lack of incentives? What are the reasons? Thank you.
Yes, these questions I will respond only for my personal feeling. I feel like because in Laos or industry there's no rule or regulation or law that how to say that's follow that us or industry have to follow the government, because industry is independent. They can work. If they want to give support or give cooperation to government, yes, they can. But if they don't want, yes, they also can. No one can do anything for them. And also, I think if allow, if the macro levels or ministry or minister, if they have like regulations or law to manage that every industry have to support education, especially for vocational. If we have this type of regulation, maybe they have to follow this one, and some result may be changed. We can get a good cooperation with them because it's under the law. Yes, that is my personal answer. But for the big overview, maybe I should ask my boss first. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Actually, government regulation has not been developed. Yeah.
Yes.
And I have one question. Actually, the student satisfaction is very important. If they are not satisfied, has not been satisfied, that means they are not achieving their goal. Because there are 3 goals. First one is that they want to have a job. Second one is they want to improve their skill. And third one is they want to continue their career development. Okay, if they are not happy, what happened?
If they, actually I already got this issue from the industry part as well. They said that they need all students who have internship in their company to work with them, but students reject this opportunity. When I asked students, they said that working so hard, salary is low, and also have to work overtime, and it's difficult. So many issues from the student side.
Yeah. Okay, the incentive system is not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Tamani, for the insightful sharing. Our third speaker is from Indonesia. Please welcome Dr. Vina Dwiyanti with her presentation, Strengthening Industry, Academia Collaboration for Enhancing Competitiveness in Vocational Education, an Indonesian Perspective. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for waiting me because a technical problem, but I think we are still exciting to discussing about Tvet. Good morning, distinguished delegates, college, and also all participants that concerned about Tvet. It is truly an honor for me to stand here, and today Dr. Kim invited me to discuss and sharing about our research in Indonesia. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Vina Duyanti. You can call me Vina. Actually, I'm from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, and I'm concerned in Tvet. And I'm joined in Tvet Research Center, and UPI has the only one of Tvet Research Center in Indonesia. Maybe Korea has Krivet, and Malaysia has Marivet. Indonesia has Tvet RC, or Tvet Research Center. Today, I will be sharing the perspective from Indonesia on a theme that it's not only timely, but also essential. As we know, it's our problem, how to link and match between industry and the academia or the institutions. Because industry tells about the how to get many profit, and the academia, of course, thinks how to make more benefit for our students. They are different, and this is our challenge. And today, I would like to share about our research with the title Strengthening Industry Academia Collaborations for Enhancing the Competitiveness in Vocational Education and Perspective from Indonesia. This topic reflects a critical agenda, how we can align the educations with the dynamic of this industry. As we know that industry always change very fast, and it makes so many disruptions. Disruption for many fields, like our institutions is in education institutions, it makes a big disruption when we don't move. So we need move to fight many changes in industry. As we reflect on the importance of aligning vocational education with industry needs, let me now turn the Indonesian context. I call this is the big story, Indonesia big story. Yeah, why I call Indonesia big story? Because as we know, Indonesia is a big country with many citizens and many problems. Many problems. Why? Because Indonesia has seen a remarkable growth in industry and vocational education collaboration. We now have diverse partnership models, such as teaching factories and dual Tvet camps and practitioner teachings, and this initiatives demonstrate our strong commitment to preparing graduates who are better equipped in the world of work. Maybe from Indonesia, in 2015, we called menikah massal. Bapak Ibu, from Indonesia, of course, know about menikah massal. They are the marriage between industry and vocational school. But maybe as we know that the menikah massal or the marriage between industry and school, a lot of the collaboration only the paper, MOU, just it. And more importantly, as we know that the data show that 26.2% of vocational education graduates face a waiting period of up 6 months before they can secure their first job. This indicates that the transitions from school to the work of world is still not as smooth as we expect. And more importantly, the unemployment rate among vocational high school graduates is 9.6%, which is the highest scores. The highest scores of education level, and notable the higher than 7.6 69% for general senior high school graduates. It is a paradox. Why? Because as we know, the critical issue, while the vocational education is designed to be closer to the labor market, in the reality, many of its graduates still struggle to find employment for them. So it's the problem. So I call it the big story. So it's the paradox. This situation underlines the urgent need of deeper and more effective link and match strategy between industry and the academia institutions. And besides that, ensuring that the competencies gained in schools are truly relevant, competitive, and aligned with the industry demands, having seen the challenges faced by Indonesia vocational schools graduate, it becomes clear that we need evidence. We need evidence, the best strategies to strengthen the industry and the academia collaboration. To address this, our study will design the several research objectives. We have four research objectives. For the first, we aim to measure the intensity and frequency collaborations between industry and the vocational school. In Indonesia, we call Sekolah Menengah Kejuruan or SMK. But the vocational schools or the vocational, the Tvet schools, it's not only about SMK, but also Politeknik. But Indonesia, most of people in Indonesia always call that vocational schools is SMK, but not only SMK. Yeah, this for the first research objective, this allows to understand how often and how deeply school and industry are working together in class, because they have different perspective. As I mentioned before, that the industry think about how to make many profit, and the academic institution think how to make many benefit for the students. They are different perspective. And the second, we examine the effectiveness of collaboration program in enhancing student satisfactions and learning outcome. Why? I concerned about the satisfactions about the students, because the students is the objective our institutions. As we know that the academic institutions need to produce many graduates with a good outcome. And the second research objective, it's not enough to simply establish partnership. What matters is whether this partnership actually improves the learning experience and skill readiness of students. As we know that Tvet need many skills, the specific skills in every field. And the third research objective, we sought to identify both of supporting and inhibiting factors, so that we can see how different elements, such as the frequency, the quality, support system, and outcomes are connected and influence one another. And finally, we analyze the interrelationship among the key indicator of collaboration, so that we can see how different elements such as frequency, quality, support system, and outcomes are connected or influence one another. Together, this objective provides a comprehensive framework for understanding the current stage collaborations and identifying pathways to make it more impactful. In this slide, let me In this slide, let me provide an overview of the respondent on their demographic distributions. Actually, as shown in figure 1, the majority respondents from vocational high school, between teachers and the students, and we also include the Politeknik and the training center. Yeah, we have Politeknik Training Center and Vocational High School. It's called Tvet in Indonesia. Okay, let's move to the next slide. This slide illustrates that the intensity and frequency of collaborations between industry and vocational high school. We can see several collaboration models represented here. From example, link education and joint curriculum score among the highest, with student rating of them 3.48 and 3.41. And teachers also giving a relatively high score, 2.89 and 3.22 respectively. That indicates that structure, curriculum-based collaboration are among the most impactful and frequently implemented. And similarly, industry, academic joint instructor or industrial lectures also show relatively high engagement with 3.338 from student and 3.02 from the teacher. They reflect the value of direct industry involvement in classroom learning. On the other hand, some areas appear less intensive, such as, for instance, scholarship support receive lower rating, and particularly from the teacher at 2.18, and startup incubations also show what engagement level. Show engagement for 3.25 the students and 2.59 for the teacher. This suggests that while collaboration exists, is not yet fully optimized in areas requiring long-term investment or entrepreneurial orientation. And Indonesia has the goals for the students or Tvet school, not only how to they get the employment, but also they need to have a motivation how to be an entrepreneur. Yeah, and interestingly, on demand education stand out with student rating at 3.30 and teacher even higher at 3.40, highlighting that flexible, needs-driven collaboration models are gaining recognition and importance. Overall, these slides show that the data suggests that while curriculum integrations and direct teaching involvement are relatively strong, there is significant room for improvement in scholarship, incubations, and broader support mechanism. The strengthening these weaker areas could make collaboration more balanced and also sustainable in the long run. Okay, for this one, this slide presents the outbound dimensions of industry and SMK, or Tvet school collaboration, which refer to activities where students and teachers directly engage with the industry environment. As shown, the field experience and field training score is the highest one, with the 3.47 from the students, and with the teachers also giving relatively high score at 3.18 and 3.06. This indicates the practical exposure through field work is the most common and most value from the collaborations. The domestic internship also show strong implementations. The rate 3.37 by students and 2.71 by teachers, highlighting that industry placement within Indonesia remains a key strategy preparing vocational graduates. However, when it comes, the overseas internship, the intensity dropped significantly to 2.71 for the students and the teacher, with the point 1.96. So the suggesting limited access and opportunities for international exposures, like from Malaysia country report, the overseas is still our challenging. And finally, never the initiative such as industry, academic integrations, and the apprenticeship schools and vocational education's innovation zone also show the moderate scores around 30.3 for students and 2.5 for the teachers, reflecting ongoing but still developing efforts of institutions, innovative and the collaborations. Okay, let's see. In this slide, we look another dimensions of collaboration, namely the basis on which industry cooperation is built and the family business. And from student perspective, both categories reflecting high ratings, the industry academic cooperation mileage and the family business engagement is also significant. From the teacher perspective, the ratings are somehow the lower. Why? As we see the presentations, teacher always give the lowest score than the students. So it has a big question. Why? Yeah. Overall, this data emphasize that the sustained and long-term cooperation with the industry partner brings stronger perceived benefit. Particularly from the student's perspective, at the same time, it highlights the need to strengthen the teacher involvement and support. So maybe the teacher think that's why the industry don't need more attention for the teacher. Yeah, let's to the move. Yeah, this is the intensity frequency of industry and SMK collaborations. Yeah, the inbound, link educations and use information, how to link and match the curriculum between the industry needs and the schools need to do. Yeah, and for the outbound, yeah, the field experience and field training. As we know that Tvet needs the experience and improve or upgrading the upskilling every year. Why? Because the industry always change with the fastly and make it a disruption for us. And the best for the family business and industry academic cooperations was generally perceived by students as being at a moderate level, whereas the teacher evaluate the initiative less favorably. As I mentioned that, yeah, this is interesting because not only student but also teacher need attention from the industry. Why? Because who is prepared the students with a good skill? Teacher. So the teacher is one of the reasons, and an important reason we need to give an attention. Okay, next. This one, the effectiveness of collaboration program on satisfaction learning outcome. As we see in this slide, the highest score is field training was conducted for students in industrial companies. It's a reality. The students so very happy when they come to the industry. In Indonesia, it's around 9 months until a year for learning in industry. When the student learning in industry, they are so happy and they will not to come back to the school. Is it right, Bapak Ibu Guru? Yeah. Why? When I ask the students, why you like study in the industry? Because industry blah 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 blah. They talk about experiences. Yeah. So it showed that 92%. And then the field experience was conducted for students in industrial setting. It's called about industrial again. So the industrial has many reasons for students to like study in industry because the experiences. Okay, let's see. And then this one. This table is correlations between industry support, student satisfactions, and operational effectiveness. Let's see. The highest scores is 0.932 and 0.95. Let's see the table. In this table, the correlation between industry, student satisfactions, and operationalship. The most important, let's see. With the score 0.45, which is relative weak. This means that the amount support provided by industry does not automatically guarantee that students feel satisfied with the collaborations. Second, the correlation between industry and industry support and operational effectiveness is slightly stronger at 0.509. It indicates that industrial involvement close contributes to smoother and more effective school operations, but the impact remains moderate. And the most important finding in this table show us its very strong correlations with the score 0.932 between student satisfaction and operational effectiveness. This shows that when students are satisfied with the program, whether through internship, training, or industry mentoring, the collaboration becomes significantly more effective and achieving its goals. So this finding research show us that industry and school make the students so happy with the experiences. Yeah, industry has experiences, but the student need the experiences. So the teacher need the experiences also. Yeah. Effectiveness of collaboration program on satisfactions and learning outcome. The direct experiential learning as the most effective form of collaborations. Yeah, as we know that the experiences is the powerful for the Tvet. And the second one, the correlations between industry support, student satisfactions, and operational effectiveness. The analysis indicate differing levels of correlations among the variables. Most importantly, student satisfaction is closely tied to operational effectiveness, suggesting that satisfied students are more likely to experience effective collaborations outcome. Experience is the most powerful. And yeah, for this one, as we know, when the goals, of course, has the inhibitings and the supporting factor. So we are going to know in this figure, supporting factor and network facilitating industry school collaborations. The highest scores is connection of Politeknik or Politeknik director, deputy director, or school principals. So the powerful principals has a good key to make the collaborations. And the second one with the 19.95% connection between lecturer and teachers. The teacher has a good connection and bring the experience to the school. Yeah, and this is the figure 8, supporting factors and network facilitating industry school collaborations. Yeah, this is the 50.4% 14, small scale industry, and the second one is the large scale. So yeah, as we know that Indonesia has many industry, but no many industry will join to the school because they have different perspective between benefit and profit. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this one. Let's see. The highest score is the field training was conducted for students in industrial companies with the score 92%. And the field experience was conducted for students in industrial setting, 90%. Yeah, and the lowest score is industry personnel participated in the development of school textbook. So, why? Because, yeah, as we know, when the students learn in industry, the expertise from industry don't use the book. They use the experiences. But we are in the school, we need a book to guide us. Yeah, they are different. Yeah, they are different, so it's challenging. And then let's see. Inhibiting and supporting factors of collaborations, network facilitating. Why? Because the facilitating in industry and in the school are different. Yeah, maybe today we use the Microsoft in 2010, or maybe some equipment that used in the school are different with the industry because industry change very fast and they more modern. So when the school don't have the facilitate like the industry, when the graduate come to the industry to employment, there will be shock culture. What is it? How to do? Yeah, so the facilitating is a network facilitating is the strongest pathway facilitating between school and industry. And then the supporting and inhibiting factor, the main supporting factor for school industry collaboration are direct experiential activity. It's important. Yeah, I will bold the strong why. It's not only about how to give the student, but also give the teacher, because the teacher has a role to teach the students. Yeah, and then, yeah, this table is the correlation matrix of the key indicators of school industry collaborations. Let's see, we have many indicators and the key. And in this slide, we show that we can see the most indicators show strong positive correlation, which suggests that elements of collaboration are highly interconnected and tend to reinforce one another. For example, field experience and field training show some of the highest correlations above 0.90. This indicating that practical training opportunities for students are strongly linked and often go hand. Similarly, linked educations and joint curriculum also demonstrate high correlations for the reflecting how curriculum development is tightly connected with integrated learning system between industry and school. And another strong interrelationship is observed between use of informations and other indicators, such as industry academic joint lecture, which highlight the importance and information sharing, the mechanism is training the collaborations outcome. On the other hand, we have a challenges about the overseas collaborations. Yeah, let's see. For the next slide, the effectiveness of collaboration program on satisfaction and learning outcome, we have 4 points. The first point is strong linkage in experiential learning and moderate the role of curriculum and industry involvement. But the challenging is, I told before, because the industrial expertise, they don't like to write or to make a guidance book, but we need it. So we need collaboration, how to make their experience become a guidance book for us. So please, when we have a collaboration with industry, don't give something that they don't like. Yeah, like make a book. Yeah, maybe this, any audience from industry here? No, yeah? Okay, the third is limitation of overseas internship. Yeah, but I'm from UPI in logistic engineering. We have collaborations. Japan come to us and ask the employment for our graduates, which several requirements, and we fill in. And now we have more than 20 students go to Japan. Before they are come to Japan, which a year contract, the contract is at 2-3 years. The students still in Indonesia, but the contract is make 1 to 3 years. It's interesting for the overseas. And additional supporting indicators, such as the family business and the correlations, moderate, providing supplementary support for sustaining collaboration to not as influential as direct practice-based indicators. Yeah, this is the interrelationship among the key collaborations industry of SMK or Tvet schools. The blue one is collaborations matrix, and the orange one is supporting factors, and the green one is positive outcome, and the purple one is long-term impact. So sustainability is the long-term impact. How to get the long-term impact? We need collaborations, and we need positive outcome, and we need supporting factors. And the sustainability will become when the collaborations is good between industry and, of course, the academia institutions. But as we know that, yeah, with different, how to make different point of view, but it will link and match. Okay, the conclusions. For the first research objective, to measure the intensity and frequency of collaboration between industries and vocational schools, partnership between industry and vocational schools are generally established. However, their regularity and depth vary significantly. Yeah, in Indonesia, the government has regulation when the industry join to come to the school, the industry will get the benefit with about, it's about tax. The tax for the industry will increasingly for the industry who will join to vocational schools. But the difference of influence by sectoral needs, geographic, proximity and institutional capacity. Yeah, in this finding research, the rural school, the Tvet school in the rural, they have the lowest satisfaction. Why? Because maybe it's far from the industry. So the industry need more time to come to the rural. But the rural, they have many opportunity. Yeah, the opportunity and the high frequency collaboration are more common in sector with a direct and urgent demand for skills. And to examine the effectiveness of industry SMK collaborations program in enhancing the satisfaction learning outcome, like the collaborations make the experiential learning for the students, and then of course like the setting of many support facilitated for the schools. And let's see, not only the ceremonial of MOU, but the provide the continuous and hands-on engagement. It's more important. And then the recommendations, we need to develop a collaboration monitoring dashboard at the regional or national. I'm so happy with Dr. Kim called that we need to regional power in the Tibet. It's the time. And as we conclude this presentation, let us reflect on the 3 key messages. First, strengthening collaborations between industry and vocational education is no longer optional. It is an urgent necessarily to ensure relevance, competitiveness, and employability. The second, our finding highlight that the most impactful collaborations come through student satisfactions and learning outcome. And the third, sustainable partnership require more than activities. They demand trust, leadership, engagement, and continuous alignment between education and industry needs. Indonesia's story is part of a larger regional challenge and opportunity. By learning from one another, we can build stronger bridge between classroom and workplace. And together, we can prepare the next generation of skilled, adaptable, and competitive graduates. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to continue the dialogue and collaboration with all of you.
Okay, thank you. Actually, you analyze the data a lot, and then you try to get some insight from data a lot. But okay, and we have only one question. Okay, Dr. Liam.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. Can I have 2? Okay, first one is about the incubator and also the startup incubator, as well as student or school enterprise. So how does the school in Indonesia conduct this and sustain it?
Okay.
So the first question. And just now you mentioned that you have 9 to 1 year industrial attachment. So basically, how long is the duration of your program? Certificates or diploma or degree or whatsoever? Because you can have plenty of time for the student to carry out the internship.
Thank you, Dr. Rian. For the incubation and startup, as I mentioned that Indonesia has a goals for the vocational schools, 3 goals. For the first, make the graduate become an employment in their field. And then the second one, make the graduate become an entrepreneur. And the third one, make the graduate from vocational school to continue their educations to the higher educations. And how the incubation and startup, we have a subject in SMK or vocational school we call kewirausahaan or entrepreneur, and many implementations how to make work project-based learning. Project-based learning is one of the method to make how to be an entrepreneur in their field. Okay, for the second one, actually not 9 months until 12 months. Yeah. In Indonesia, we have two types of SMK or vocational high school, that 3 years and 4 years. and they have regulations. Yeah, for 3 years SMK or vocational school, they only 9 months practice in industry, and several school has a regulation for 12 months. And how we use the we use the online learning. We use the online learning to make several support the adaptive or adaptive subject like mathematics, like Bahasa Indonesia, English, and other. We use the online learning is one of the strategy. So they have many experience from the industry, but they need what they need to add their knowledge from adaptive subject from the online learning.
Okay, thank you. Actually, we need to continue the discussion, but we don't have enough time because we have 2 more country case presentation before the lunch. Thus, we will continue this discussion after the comparative study report. Thank you. Thank you, Vina. Okay, and okay.
Okay, all right, thank you, Dr. Vina Dwianti from Indonesia. All right, now the next presenter is Dr. Ho Thi Hien Tien from Vietnam. So please welcome Doctor with the title Institution Industry Report Vietnam Case Study Lecturers.
Good morning, all delegates. It's a great honor for me to be here to share some information about the country report in Vietnam, about the institution and industry. And thanks, Dr. Kim, for bringing all country report. It's quite interesting for us, and we are very happy to share our institution industry report. All the information I provided today are based on 2 surveys. One survey for lecturer, with 200 lecturers join our surveys, and 500 students join our surveys. And all information I report today is based on the research, the surveys. Sorry. Yeah, I press this one. Yeah. But this doesn't appear. Sorry? Sorry. I press next, but it doesn't work. Yeah, it didn't work, maybe the battery. So I will have, in my presentation, we have 2 sessions for the lecturer. So I will share the information we collect from the lecturer responses, and my staff, my assistant will share with the student perspectives. Yeah.
You have to press this one, right?
Yes. Yeah, so let's try. Yeah. So actually, we have already done a survey, 200 responses from the lecture, and majorities of them are from public school, and 25% are from the private school in across country, from the south to the north, the central Vietnam, and here are some information. Most 67.5 universities in our the college joined in our surveys are from full autonomy, and only 32%, around 32% as partial autonomy. And in the school location that I mentioned before is focused on throughout the country, from the south and north and central Vietnam, and it's focused on the large city and medium and small city. A very small small school from the responsive from the rural areas, and the major departments and the field of study focus on engineering, technology, and social sciences and services. We have the 75.5, those responses are from the vocational college, and Politeknik, 14.5 from the Politeknik college, and industrial training. So the nearby major industry in our survey, they from agriculture, forestry, and fishing, related business, electricity or related business, got a lot of key points in the, and also the information and communication industry, and accommodation and restaurant business are also the key industry in our survey when we did the survey. And science and technology survey industry also count 69%. So local economy is the service driven and led by the ICT and hospitality sector is the key sector in our industry, in the major industry survey. And for the industry use the school facility, we found from our survey, we found that around 40% is the college often always connect with industry, and only 24% is they connect more than 4 times a year, and once a year. Here are some more information. And so we found that the collaboration leaned toward the workforce supplier, counted 77% of the firm had around 5 training, and rather than regular knowledge exchange, we also have the knowledge exchange. So it 33 schools hold only 1 lecture per year. And for support from the institution to industry, for industry academy cooperation, we found that in our survey from the lecturer, we found that very often, so they have a 23.5 lecturers often, very often connect with the industry. And they are 40.5% of the lectures had a connection quite often with industry. And so we, once a year, we have one a year, the lecturer, the number of lecturers who get with industry partners around once a year. So we count 80%, around 80%, and they are on way to connect with industry partner, counting around 43%. And the indicated the numbers of the training, around 11 students, people per classes to have like training, indicate they around 11 people per class got industry sent to the industry for practice and doing. And we have around number of employer per person. Some industry just only employ around 5 students. That's either 5 students. Because most of the industry to join in this is just small and medium industry, so they can't get a lot of students to join to work at like internship, etc. And the times of the support provided by industry to school from our survey, so we found that the student internship and field visits is quite prominent. So and also the provided scholarship is quite common, and curriculum and learning material development. Actually, the requirement from our ministry recently, so they need to have a setup like the university or the college need to have a relationship with industry. So that's why the industry will get involved in the curriculum, maybe give some feedback or maybe consultant, etc. So the curriculum and learning material development. And also guest on concurrent lecture. Currently, the industry partners also join to share some lectures in most of colleges and universities in Vietnam. And we also have the provision of facility or equipment, maybe some contribution from industry for some like facility. And here are some key information about the annual frequency of contact between industry and industry academic cooperation in Vietnam. So majorities, they can connect in 1 year, so around 4 times per year, or 2 or 3 times per year. So they have contact with the school and industry, and vice versa. The industry also have the connection with the school. And the contact between, we found that the contact between school and industry are frequently and mostly occurring several times per a year. And school are slightly more proactive than industry. So some colleges also approach to the industry. Not only the industry come to the university. And from the annual numbers of the business engaged is around, here the student hosted some meeting, so school hosted meeting, is quite, and industry hosted meeting. So that's why the collaboration between industry and college and universities. So they often have an activity from 1 to 5 activity per year. For school visit by industry or school visit to industry, by verse. And so we found the inbound in school, so we have on-demand training. On-demand training is quite popular for from the survey results. And professor of industry academic cooperation or industrial lecturer. So as I mentioned before, we invite some lecturer to some industry partner to get involved in curriculum and deliver some lecture. It's quite popular now in most of universities and colleges in Vietnam. And so the in-school industry involve prioritize some short-term training and entrepreneurship support, or maybe long-term joint curriculums and scholarship support. Scholarship support is quite popular in Vietnam now for industry partner when they want to prepare for human resources, so they will use Lean later. And in school, so in school we have a field trip, field training, domestic internship, overseas internship. We also have some program to send the student to, for example, Thailand is in other countries to do internship, and also field trip for specialized subject teacher, for teacher and student. So here are some key information we found, but the prominent result is the field trip or field training, domestic internship is quite popular. And while outbound activities are dominated by field experience, and the domestic internship, the extremely low numbers in apprenticeship school and specialized teacher training and it's highlight a gap in long-term and structured collaboration, suggesting that students should invest more in sustainable industry academy integration programs instead of relying mainly on the short-term replacement. Currently, some industry partners, they are very active, engage some university or college to prepare for the student and maybe get student for internship and they will recruit them in future. So the practical purpose of the industry, so we found that the education for employment linkage and also education to strengthen student career capacities are quite prominent in our survey results. And then so we think that the school should design programs that balance industry short-term hiring need with deeper skill development to ensure that sustainable workforce quality. And schools should design programs that balance industry short-term hiring need with deeper skill development to ensure sustainable workforce. And for the lecturer and student satisfaction in inbound and outbound industry academic collaboration, from our survey results, we found that the practical experience like internship, field training, or apprenticeships is the strongest driver of satisfaction for both student and lecturer. And startup incubation or family business are weak point with high dissatisfaction level that require improvement. And we found that there's some supporting policy like scholarship or cooperation with Village Act at soft levels to sustain positive satisfaction. And the linked education and joint curriculum show really strong potential, but they need high quality to push very satisfied responsive from our lecturer and lecturer surveys. And the student focus on the direct benefit, while the lecturer value practical feasibility to tailor strategy are needed for its groups. So those are some information from our survey from the lecturer, and I'd like to share, so my staff will share some information about the student, very short. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tien. And my name is Tvet. I'm a team assistant and also the head of project management of the Institute for Partnership Development at Fusun University, Vietnam. Next is my report regarding the institution industry linkage and Vietnam case study conducted with students. Oh, sorry. Sorry for this inconvenience. So we conduct the data most from the northern to southern in Vietnam, and most from Ly Thai To, Huế Industry College, and Quảng Ninh University in Industry. And most of these institutions are the public, and the rest are the private. And we conduct the survey with the most institutions are vocational technical college, which accounted for 65.8%, and also the general vocational institution, which account for 18.8%. And with the location of them mostly from the in the large cities, and also in the medium and small cities. And also the major department and the fields of the study, the data shows the focus on industry as well as the ICT major. So for the nearby area major industry, we recognize that the data show the nearby area's economy is dominated by the industrial and technical sectors, such as the mechanical, cars, and machine industry, and also electricity. So for the total data, we recognize that for the industry and institution relationship is the collaboration between the industry with the institution are quite strong and systematic. And there are supports from industry to the institution focusing on the internships and field experience, and particularly on the for example, for the job, and also the industry involvement in curriculum and textbook, and the contribution in equipment and learning materials play important role, and that are the points to see that that the efforts of the industry in collaboration with institutions to narrow the gap between the theory with the practice. And for the student satisfaction, we found that the highest rank of student satisfaction is in the scholarship support. It means that student need. It means that the financial support really impact on their student needs, and also the students are satisfied with our school activities such as the domestic internship or the field training. So that's the additional perspective perceived from students when we conduct the data. And thank you very much for your listening to the whole presentation in Vietnam. Thank you.
Okay, we will have two questions. Okay, who will? Okay, Dr. Rajesh, would you like to have questions? You need to come here because only this one is working. Microphone.
Thank you. I think it was a wonderful presentation. I was a little curious to know, I think probably in your first or second slide, you talked about autonomy to the institutions. Autonomous, you know. Most of your colleges and institutions have autonomy. So can you please tell me what kind of autonomy you are talking about it? Is it a full autonomy where they can design their own program, financial autonomy, administrative? Can you please educate?
Why you are asking this question?
Yeah, why I'm asking this question is also equally important. You know, in India, we had a World Bank funded project for strengthening technical education in late 90s, I would say, and I was also part of that. And we had a lot of challenges in implementing autonomy, rather giving autonomy to the institutions. Teachers were the first to refuse to not to have autonomy. So I was really happy to see large section of your institutions are autonomy. So that's why I was keen to know from your experiences.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your question. It's quite interesting for me to share about the autonomies and partly autonomies in as you may know, in Vietnam now, we have like a lot of new policy, and especially the reason why I have a part of autonomy, because we have collect some data from private university. Some private universities, they have more autonomy, and for like public school, so they have to follow a lot of policy. And for example, my university is a private university, so it's quite easy for me when we want to make any change, because we have like the country, we also, because at a university, we also belong to the Ministry of Education and Training, but they just only give us some general regulation for not really we don't need to send all the detailed information to Ministry of Education like in some public university. So that's the reason why we have a 25% there, because we collect some private university. So that's why they have partial, why we call that the partial autonomy, because we also follow some regulation from the Ministry of Education. For example, the training program. For example, we need to follow 125 period per year, per academic year, for example. That is the requirements we have to follow. But the way how we deliver in the activity is quite flexible for us. So we can invite some industry to share, and for example, to be a lecturer at the university, you need to have at least master's degree. And we can invite some industry partner to join, because they join in some teaching session. They also share as an industry partner, so they come to join. In that way, we don't need to follow the requirement that they must have a master degree. Okay. So that's why it's quite flexible for private university and the college. And here in the survey, we want to collect the survey, the idea, responsive from lecturer and student from both private and public college. So that's the reason why we have those.
Okay,
yeah, hope you answer.
Yeah, that is one of the clues to understand the comparative study.
Yeah.
Actually, the private has more autonomy and more flexible. That's why they are more just to the changing environment. Yeah. Actually, my duty is to ask a very challenging question to ignite good insight. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm going asking about your presentation. Actually, when you look at your presentation, the collaboration between industry and Tibet industry, very wonderful. No problem. Everything goes well. But you need to share your real challenge and your real issue. Actually, are you happy 100% of the collaboration? No. Thus, you need to share your real challenge and real issue. Then we can discuss more. Thank you.
So for industry partner, connection with industry partners, because I have already involved in connecting partner industry to join in our university and college previously, because I used to work at a vocational college for more than 10 years, and then I moved to the private university, working at a leader there. So when I work there, so I have more autonomy and I have more rights, and I want to make change. So that's why we connected with a lot of industry partner. We organize industry partner meeting, and then also invite them for joining a lot of.
Thus you said this government regulation is not relevant.
No, actually, recent policy from our government, they encourage all the, as a requirement for all the
Okay, when you
university
look
and
at
college.
your expectation, it's 100% the expectation. Now, right now, where you are? From 0 to 100?
It depends. Some private and college.
Just do not
Actually, the requirement from the government is quite high, but most of the university college want to do, but the effectively is
but
quite
actually,
is not.
yeah, very, very low.
Yes,
actually, our
very
expectation very high, but
Yes.
our achievement very low.
Yes.
We need to understand the gap,
Yes.
discrepancy.
Yes.
That's why we need to rebuild your real issue and challenges.
Yes.
And then we can discuss
Discuss.
more productively.
Yes.
Yeah, if everybody says we are happy and the collaboration working very well, we don't need discussion.
No. Yeah.
We just have to relax
Yes.
and enjoy our time. But
Yes.
we sacrifice our precious time and energy to come here because we learn something, important lesson and insight. Yeah, to ignite that learning, we need to rebuild our real issue, difficulties and challenges. This is our question. Just I'd like to ask one more time.
Yeah, actually, issue is a lot. A lot of issue, a lot of things we need to do to meet the requirements of the ministry, and we try our best to do step by step. So far, to say that is it successful with industry engagement in the university or college is not really real. Is it really? So we still have a lot of stuff to do. Just starting with the first step and the second step to get actually to get the partner come and the successful or the efficiency is an issue.
Yeah, actually, I got very important keyword. Not real.
Yes.
Yeah, the collaboration is not real.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a real issue, I think.
Yes.
Okay, we will continue the discussion.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your.
Thank you for the insight from Vietnam. Moving on to the last presenter, we would like to invite Dr. Ho Young-Oh with the presentation title, Case Study Report, Korea. Please welcome Dr. Ho Young-Oh.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ho Young-Oh from Tvet. I will present about Korea survey results. Okay, this is our team, and three of us make this presentation together. And okay, I will briefly introduce about Korean secondary vocational education, and then briefly report about the Korean survey result, and then we analyzed in terms of efficiency and effectiveness of industry, academia, corporation, And finally, I will briefly talk about the policy implication of the survey. Okay. In Korea, now we have very big challenges for secondary vocational education. The most important thing is a decreasing number of students and the low rate of employment. You can see many of the graduate of vocational high school students go to university. About 45% of students go to university. That means the effectiveness of vocational high school is decreasing. And okay, the employment retention rate is decreasing also. Retention rate means after graduating high school, we track down the students, how they can extend their life, working life. Only 66% students still remain at the company, and others may go to the other companies or they go to the university. And companies point out a significant skills and competence gap between school education and actual industry needs. You can see the same implication through the survey result. And third one is imbalance between among the region and the industry. In Korea, many of young generation want to live and work in Seoul area. I think many of them, many of you may visit Korea, and you can find Seoul is very developed and luxurious city. But the other area is not like Seoul area. So many young generation want to living in Seoul. So the Gyeongbok and Daegu is very good, but that region is still not good as Seoul area. So due to the lack of local industry jobs, many graduates tend to move to Seoul metropolitan area. And structural limitation of industry academia cooperation. Initially, the cooperation program was developed for the university, not for the secondary school. So all the regulations and rules are focusing on the university students and universities. So many of the regulations have to adapt it to the secondary vocational schools. And especially for the field trip, the safety of the student is most important issue in Korea. So, and then apprenticeship schools need, if the company join the apprenticeship school program, then the company have some obligation to hire some of the apprentices. That is the burden of the company. So lots of companies want to have join the apprenticeship school, but they afraid of hiring the apprentice. If the apprentice do not have enough skills and knowledge for the company, then school afraid of hiring them. And okay. Okay, I talked already about this. And last one is a limitation in student experience. While students show interest in industry academic cooperation programs, many drop out due to college advancement or their career path changes. And their participation motivation is heavily oriented toward employment connection. employment is very important for the student as well as for the company. Next, I will talk about the survey. Oh, sorry. Okay. We conduct a survey for the school and for the company. And 100 school was targeted, and we succeeded 97 schools, and we succeeded in 200 company officials. When we conduct survey on schools, we collect data from teachers as well as students. Okay. I will talk about the response from schools first. The participation rate in industry, academia, corporation operation is a very high percentage in in-school models, such as industry, academic, part-time teachers, industry lecturers, the most high percentage. And at the out-of-school models, field training is 99%. That means almost every schools join that program. And apprenticeship, 40%, vocational subject teachers on-site training, 37%. And objective of the industry academia corporation is employment-linked education, 91%, and strengthening career competency, 55%. And student participation motivation is very important for the success of the program, and the most common reason for was the connection with industry for employment after graduation. In case of apprenticeship, 74% of students want to find their job after the apprentice. Because apprenticeship, in case of apprenticeship, the company have obligation to hire among the apprentice. And field training is 58%, and innovation zone is 60%. Innovation zone is very unique in Korea, especially for the semiconductor and AI and media. All these industries very advanced and very important for the further development of Korea. And so we introduced innovation zone program. But this is very difficult because many government ministries involved, and as well as the local government, local education office also involved. So the program is very difficult to run. Oh, it's very difficult. Okay, and the challenges of the corporation at the field training, the most important thing is difficult to recruiting the companies. Many of you may agree with that result. And at the apprenticeship program, difficulty in recruiting partner companies is most important, because companies worry about the obligation to hire the apprentice, so they reluctant to join the program. And innovation zone, student management issues is very difficult for the company as well as for the schools, because the program is involved with very advanced technology, so many of the students wanted to go to university or they wanted to change their career path. And the result of the corporate survey, the most important business motivation for participation is securing talented workforce. Company wanted to hire very smart and excellent students. So that is most important motivation for the company. And about the effect, we measure effect as the helped improve students' job skills. Vocational subject teachers on-site program is the highest one. The 5% out of 5 is the most evaluated program. And field experience is over 4 points. However, many pointed out the large gap between school education and actual industry practices. And companies' concerns according to the program. And in case of field training companies, difficulty dispatching personnel. Some of the personnel at the company go to school for teaching, but company have some trouble to recruiting talented personnel to send schools. And in case of apprenticeship companies, they worry about hiring burden after training, 26%. The companies, when they start the program, they have some necessary to hire hire the workers. But as time passing, the condition of the company can be changed. But in that case, the company still have that burden. So companies worry about, is it good if the program ended? Still, we have some necessary for the recruitment. And companies have some reason for program suspension. The most important thing is the lack of facilities and manpower, is 66%, and no recruitment need, 40%. That means they finish the program, but when they finish the program, they don't need any new workers at that moment. And I will talk about the effectiveness and efficiency of the industry, academia, cooperation. Effectiveness means from corporate, from school, is same. Enhancing the possibility of employment and enhancing the skills of the students needed in the industry. And school perspective on effectiveness is positive effect, strengthening job competency and linking them to the employment is good. But sustained employment rate is relatively low, 64%. Many of them still go to university or they have changed their career path. And corporate perspective is focused on employment. They want to hire excellent workers, talented workers. They are evaluate a very positive effect on improving student job competency, especially vocational subject teachers on-site training is very highly evaluated from the corporate. And field experience also ranked very high point. However, companies perceive a significant gap between school education and actual workplace requirement. And from the school perspective, the most efficient program is industry academic concurrent teachers and scholarship support and others. An efficient program evaluated from the school is field training, apprenticeship schools, and innovation competition zones. All this program is very large-scale industry academia cooperation program. So, yeah, that is very difficult to learn from the school. And the level of operational efficiency of corporate perspective. Efficiency is high when companies directly benefit from workforce recruitment. Workforce recruitment is very important for the company. However, challenges such as student adaptation, hiring burdens after training, and complicated administrative procedures lower the input-output efficiency. Overall, the effectiveness is very high, but the efficiency in Korea is relatively low. Efficiency and effectiveness is very high, I think, but I mean the relatively efficiency is low. Due to the burden of discovering and maintaining partner companies, administrative complexity, and the shortage of manpower and resources, the input-output efficiency is relatively poor in Korea. This is the score of efficiency and effectiveness according to the programs. You can see it's very high. Among the 5 is over 4 is very high. Okay. This figure shows about the effectiveness and efficiency. All the dot means each program. You can see the upper left side, the dot is concentrated. That means effectiveness is relatively high to efficiency. So yeah, we need to move that dot to the right upper side. I will talk about the factors hindering efficiency. Number 1 is complex administrative systems. I already talked about the regulations. And the second one is shortage of dedicated staff and resources. Industry, academia, corporation need many effort from the schools, from the company, especially school teachers do not have enough support. They have to recruit companies and they have to organize student and company, and they have many things to do in addition to their daily job. So the shortage of dedicated staff is very important. And third one is instability of corporate participation. Corporate have so many changes according to the business cycle. In some cases, they need many workers, but in other cases, they do not have enough budget for recruitment. And first one is student dropout. They want to go to university and they want to change their career path. Okay, and finally, I will talk about the policy implication for better industry-academia cooperation. First one is program operational improvement. According to the duration, longer-term program is better. 4 months or more is important for higher effectiveness. And timing is also important. Second semester of the third year is very good for the cooperation. And pre-training and manuals is very important for enhance the effectiveness. Prior job training and clear manual is crucial. And secondly, stakeholder participation and cooperation structure is important. Industry and local government, And governance system have to be changed, especially industry to enhance industry participation. Connection with the excellent companies such as Samsung, Hyundai is very important. We have to recruit excellent companies. And local government and education office is very important. They actually handle all the procedures and they have a budget. So they need supporting the program. And third one is we have to collaboration among the governing bodies. And incentives and support. When participating companies receive financial support, tax benefit, or policy support for youth employment, program sustainability and effectiveness very strengthened. But conversely, when companies do not have enough support from the government, they do not have any motivation for participating in the program. And student factors is important, and we need to strengthening motivation for the students. Students have a clear role for finding employment through the program, and there are many obstacles for the hindering the motivation, university entrance or career changes or workplace maladjustment or lower effectiveness. So we need to strengthening the motivation of the student. And that among them, career exploration support is very important. School, just teaching is not enough. We need to develop entrepreneurship or advanced technological skills. And pre-training for students is very important. I already mentioned about that. And lastly, regulations and control of the government. Program standardization and manuals is very important. Teachers and companies have trouble to how they can cooperate. So we need to develop the standardized manuals and have to introduce simplified governance. There are so many ministries and local government, local education offices. In some cases, they conflict each other. So we need to coordination and simplified governance. And we have to strengthen the incentive for the company, for the students, for the school teachers.
The corporate survey result together. Okay, we will have lunch in 4 minutes. Thus we will have 2 questions. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Nice presentations. I have 2 questions. For the first questions, what kinds of cooperations in local government to support the collaboration between industry and school in your country? And the second question about dropout. It's interesting. What do you mean about dropout? May you tell us? May you tell us what is the vocational school graduate profile in your country? Because you said about dropout, what's the correlations dropout and the collaboration between industry and school? Okay, thank you.
첫 번째 정책, 두 번째 드랍아웃과 콜라보레이션과의 관계. 예, 콜라보레이션 관계. 예.
Yeah, I will talk about the industry academia cooperation. Government is very strongly enact the policy. They give all the money needed for the cooperation. The government support to the company. Company do not have any incentive except the hiring. So in case of field trip, field training, companies do not want to give that opportunity to the school or student. So government give all the expenses to the company to cover the expenses. So one most important thing is budget from the government to run, operate this cooperation program. And second one is there are many incentives for the companies like tax exemption or other policies to support. If the company join the cooperation program, then many ministries of the government support to the companies. That is, in my opinion, that is most important reason for successful operation of the cooperation program. And drop out in cooperation correlation. I think you can see the percentage of the university entrance rate. Almost 40% of the vocational students go to university, regardless of their activities. Some of them may mainly focusing on entrancing university. They do not join industry academic cooperation program, but others, they just experience that program, but still they wanted to go to university. They can change their mind. At first they can join the industry academia program, but they can change, oh, this is not for me. It's possible.
Okay, we will discuss more, especially policy. Okay, we will have, okay.
Thank you so much for insightful presentation. I have just a clarification. You mentioned about hiring burden after training, right? Through my understanding, the participant company were given incentive, right? So they have the burden of hiring. So is it compulsory for them to hire? So that means that is one of the reasons why they don't want to be they don't want to cooperate. Is it? Am I getting it right? I mean, is that among the reasons why they are afraid of hiring burdens? So it's compulsory for them to hire after.
Yeah, compulsory.
I see. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I understand. The hiring obligation is not 100% of the apprentice. Maybe 70 or 60 of the apprentice should be hired by the company. But if they hire a worker, then the worker can work 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But government cannot cover that budget. That budget, the salary only comes from the company, not from the government. Okay?
When company hire the apprentice, they will get some subsidy. Just 1 year. Just 1 year. And disappear. And after the 1 year apprentice, they supposed to continue the employment. Yeah. This is like a contract. Okay, but this one, as Dr. O mentions, is not stable. Yeah, not stable. Some of the students, they want to study at the university or college, or they want to go outside. Thus, in that case, company, they experience big disadvantage. They provide the apprenticeship and all the program, but if they do not want to work for the company, yeah, the company cannot sue. Yeah, because of the it's their freedom from constitution. Thus, there are so many things that happen in Korea, but we will continue the discussion after the lunch. Okay? I think you have a lot of questions, but we will continue after we have enough time for discussion. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Dr. O, for the insightful presentation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a lunch break. Please note that this afternoon session will resume at 2:30 p.m. with parallel session. The venue will be at the room Flamingo 1 and Flamingo 2. Kindly refer to the schedule provided earlier to check the assigned room. So I'm Salmiza.
And I'm Siti Sarah. We are signing off for now. Thank you and enjoy your lunch. Here we have few announcements. We kindly remind all participants to scan QR code in tote bag to complete the field trip survey and conference feedback. And also reminder to participants who have not registered, please proceed to the registration booth outside. And we warmly encourage all participants to visit the promotion booth by our students located just outside the ballroom. Thank you.